Well, good afternoon. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dan. If you're new here, I ask that you'd please subscribe to my channel, ring the little bell icon, be notified when I upload a new video. Share my content with people on your other social media pages like Facebook and Instagram and so forth. Give me a thumbs up if you like my content, thumbs down if you don't. Leave a comment. In the description box below, there will be links to my email, links to support my channel if you choose to do so, and my P.O. box will be in the description as well. Anyhow, I want to talk a little bit about the censorship in America and around the world, really. I mean, we're supposed to be a free nation here in America, and we're supposed to have the right to say and do what we want, but the powers that be, those that think that they rule over us, are doing what they can to hinder any information out there, and they will claim that it's false information, and that's why that they're censoring it. But the thing is, that is not freedom of speech, and not freedom of expression or anything like that, which goes totally against our First Amendment rights. And it's not just social media that's doing this. I mean, you have mainstream media, television, newspapers, and so forth that are doing their best to silence any opposition to the talking points, that differ from what the narrative is that they're trying to push. We've all seen it. I recently suffered a week suspension on YouTube because of they claimed I was passing along false medical information, which I wasn't, and I have proof, news articles, mainstream news articles, as well as secondary news sources that verified everything that I had said in that video, which they subsequently they pulled it down. And there was a few people that got to see the video, and they agree that there was no false information passed along, and especially since I do have articles and links to articles that back up everything that I'd said in that video. But why are they pushing so hard on censorship? I mean, the first step to gaining control over the population is to have a one-sided narrative. Hitler did this during World War II. He controlled the media and silenced any opposition. He sent in his brown shirts to take care of anybody that expressed an opinion that wasn't what he wanted people to know, or told the truth about what was really going on. And it's getting to that point right now in America. I mean, they are brainwashing people into believing whatever they want them to believe, and silencing those that think for themselves, those that do research and find the facts and try to get the word out. I mean, it is nothing but more than just a power grab. I mean, by controlling what information gets out here, it makes it easier to control the masses and get them to fall in line with what they want. And most people, most of the population, they don't take the time to investigate anything on their own. They take at face value what they're told by the media, and it's been that way for a long while. People seem like they don't want or can't be bothered to do any investigating into what they're told. They want to believe whatever they're told rather than, you know, to open their eyes and look around. Because if you look around, you're going to see that there's a lot of things that are happening that technically are illegal under the laws of this country. And, you know, I mean, just the fact that they want to censor people is a violation in and of itself. And the whole reason that the government doesn't want to make and hold these big tech companies like Facebook and YouTube and others liable for, you know, they don't want to take away their protections, is because they're helping to push the narrative. Okay, they're not wanting the truth out there, because if they have to be held liable for censorship under the First Amendment, then they can't be doing the things that they're doing to all of us out here, and they can't get their message out without letting the other side have their say. And that's the whole point, is they want to silence the other side so that nobody can know what the truth is. You know, we've seen doctors that came out and spoke out against this pandemic and the things that have been done during it. And we've watched as the media silenced them. We've watched as politicians silence them, and did everything possible to discredit those people. And these are people that have been in these fields for a long time. So censorship is the beginning of the end of freedom. You know, it is the beginning of tyranny. And you know, they don't want you to know about the truth about laws that they're passing. You know, we talked before about the HR 127 bill, but there are multiple variations of these gun control bills that are out here, and they're trying to keep those silent because they don't want the public to know about them before they can vote them in. You know, but you know, like the red flag laws that they passed in several areas, I disagree with them, because first off, the person that they're going after has no say in the initial process, and then they can take away your freedom to own a firearm without you even having said a word or been able to defend yourself. And then you have to go to court and try to prove that you should have the right to own a firearm, and that the narrative that was pushed about you was false, and so you have to earn your freedom back. And that's not the way that this is supposed to work. People need to realize that the government is not supposed to be in control of our lives. They do not have the power. Okay, the people are supposed to be the ones that control the government, not the other way around. And the education system has failed on that fact, that they basically tell you that the government is in charge of your life and the government controls everything, but that's not the way that this country was set up to be ran. This country was set up to be ran by the people, not by the elected politicians. Okay, and the people in this country need to wake up and realize we got to stop voting for the same people all the time. Okay, you know, and well, you know, like let's just take Chicago for instance. The people up there have recently did a vote of no confidence in the mayor, Lori Lightfoot, because of the things that she's doing. But California, they're trying to recall the governor out there because of his tyrannical mandates and his illegal policies. But how long are we going to sit back and just watch as they whittle away our rights, our God-given rights? These rights are not given to us by the government. Okay, the government only has the power that we give them. These rights are God-given rights, and we are letting these people strip them away from us without even so much as a peep a lot of times. After 9/11, the Patriot Act, everybody thought that was, that was a good bill, but if you go in and you look at the bill, it takes away freedoms of the American people, and it makes it easier for them to lock you up for nothing. All they have to do is declare that you are some sort of terrorist. Now they're wanting to form a commission on what had happened on January 6th, and they keep calling it an insurrection, which it was in no way an insurrection. It was a bunch of people that were pissed off and wanted to be heard, but they were not violent, really, and they were not armed. And the only person that died was one of those that they called an insurrectionist. Okay, and she was shot blindly, basically, through a door by the Capitol Police, and nobody is being held accountable for it. You don't hear nothing about it anymore. But they still want to talk about, there was an insurrection. It's a disgrace to America. Well, you know what? The disgrace to America is the politicians and the fact that nobody's wanting to stand up for their rights. People have become too comfortable. We've forgotten that in order to have freedom, sometimes you have to fight, in order to maintain that freedom. Freedom always comes at a cost. And if we keep letting them take the rights, the only way that we will get our freedoms back is to shed blood. And I don't think anybody realizes what it really entails. I mean, a war on American soil that, between, American people. People have forgotten what it was like during the Civil War because, well, it was a long time ago. And nobody wants to really talk about what it was like. You had family fighting with family, and right now the government, as well as media, is trying to find any and every way possible to divide us amongst ourselves, whether it be through racial relations, whether it be through the pandemic, the vaxxed versus the unvaxxed. And people are playing right along with their narratives, and we're dividing ourselves because they're telling us that, this side is evil or that side is evil. But you know what? I mean, if people would just sit down and actually talk to each other and listen to what the other side has to say, you might actually find that there is a lot of common ground, and, like if the left would sit down and talk with the right, the left would discover that hardly any people on the right are actually racist. We actually support the things that they support, but we support them in a different manner. We don't get violent about it, whereas they do. They think that the only solution is through violence. And see, that plays into the narrative that the government wants. I mean, they want us to be rioting and getting out of control in this country so that they can try to step in and you know, crush us by dividing us. And we need to stop letting people do this. We need to stop letting the politicians and the news media do all of this to us. They censor us so that we can't really, we're not willing to talk to the other side, because they censor how we are thinking, really. You know, they control the entire narrative, and they lean it this way or they lean it that way, all in a attempt to keep us divided, keep us fighting amongst ourselves, so that we're not paying attention to how much control that they're getting, how much power they are accumulating. You know, I have many liberal friends. I do. I have. Now, yes, we disagree on a lot of subjects, but there are a lot of subjects that we do agree on. Now, I've had several of my liberal friends that have kind of disowned me. They don't want to have nothing to do with me because they believe the narrative that's being pushed, and apparently because I supported Trump, it automatically made me a racist and a xenophobe and all of this stuff. But yet they tell you, okay, you can't judge everybody by the same book, but everybody's different. When it comes to religion and stuff like that. Well, not all of them are terrorists. Well, okay, well, not every Trump supporter is a xenophobe or nothing like that. I mean, do you have bad elements on both sides? Yes. Oh, sorry about that. They just came out and let me know I was loaded. Anyhow, I'll end this video here. Just remember the old adage: don't believe everything you hear and only half of what you see. We've got to fight back. This has been Dan. You all have a good day. Remember, you all need to get some PTSD. Preps to survive disasters. Because they're coming. We all know they are. Anyhow, if you would please subscribe, share my content, ring the little bell icon. If you want to email me, my emails are in the description below. If you want to support my channel, which is greatly appreciated, there will be links in the description below. My P.O. box, if you want to write me or whatever, is also in the description below. But you all have a good day. Take care. Think about what I said. I'll talk to you all later. God bless. Bye-bye.